While another day sets in Slippery Rock, SRU's Sustainability Center, the McCoskey Center, will shine just as bright as the stars tonight due to the devices you see in front of you. Solar panels, or on a smaller scale, solar cells. These devices that absorb sunlight to save as energy for later, just as you store food in your fridge for when you become hungry, have become a long ways, centuries actually, so that you can feel the warmth of light on your skin even when the sun has long sunk below the horizon. I'm your guide, Lisa Bressanelli, hailing from SRU, where I study professional riding with minors in geology and environmental comm. Or, in other words, I'm a rider who loves the environment with a soft spot for the inanimate. That is why I'm very excited to have the opportunity today to share with you the exciting life of solar panels and how welcoming these devices into your house only promises a brighter future for both you and your wallet and the planet. People have been harnessing the sun's energy as far back as 7th century BC, or 2,720 years ago, for purposes as simple as cooking or staying warm through sunrooms, or for religious ceremonies. The technology that would make solar panels a reality would be jump-started in 1839, or 181 years ago, by a man named Edmond Becquerel, a French physicist of 19 years old who would discover the process of how light could produce an electrical current, otherwise known as the photovoltaic effect. Try saying that 3 times fast. Inspired by Edmond's work, a French mathematician known as Augustin Mouchot thought, holy cow, this guy might be onto something, and filed patents for solar-powered engines in the 1960s. And other inventors inspired by these two men followed suit and began registering their own patents for solar-powered devices. The first recognizable solar cell would be developed in 1883 in New York by inventor Charles Fritz by coating gold over a plate of metal, selenium. It would only convert 1 to 2% of the sun's energy compared to modern cells converting 15 to 20%, but it was a good start and it began a true interest in solar in the United States. Between 1888 and 1913, this 25-year span would see inventors physically enhance our solar cells to increase its capacity for creating heat, light, and power by either placing them on turntables or stands so they could face the sun despite the star's movements, and batteries to store and release the collected energy when needed. Additionally, in the 1950s, the material for solar panels would be switched to the metal silicon as it was more conductive than selenium, which would increase the conversion rate to 6%. This would be the first device considered legitimately practical at generating electricity from sunlight. Though there was a little bit of a problem, especially with all these kind of changes taking place. And that would be money and the cost of production. With silicon being expensive in addition to the production of it in solar cells, and then to combine multiple cells to create even a single panel was very expensive to compare to other readily available resources, such as coal that was 20 times cheaper at the time than solar energy. The other thing was crisis would end up striking within the United States with the energy crisis in the 1970s due to an oil embargo that would reveal how dependent the nation was on fossil fuels. The federal government became more involved in solar energy through the Solar Energy Research, Development, and Demonstration Act of 1974, stating that the needs of a viable society depend on an ample supply of energy and that dependence on non-renewable energy resources cannot be continued indefinitely, especially at the current rate of consumption. And at the time, it was in the nation's interest to expedite the long-term development of renewable and non-polluting energy resources, such as solar energy. Then ultimately, the growth of usage of solar panels would increase through the creation of grants and the introduction of tax incentives for people to implement this solar energy into their homes and daily lives. And by doing so, it would make the technology a lot more affordable and easier to implement. This would help people to see solar energy as a viable option for their daily lives. And even more so, between 2009 and 2019, the cost for installing solar had dropped over 70%, especially as competition increased between rivaling companies that were developing this technology further, both in how much energy that their panels could produce and also to make them more aesthetically pleasing, because in the pursuit of generating power, that wasn't really a concern in the very beginning. So, by considering integrating this evolving and efficient technology into your home, ultimately you can save money in the long run while increasing your self-sufficiency and helping to create a brighter future for the surrounding environment. When investing in solar panels, purchasers saw a payback in installation within 3.5 years. While seemingly long, most solar panel companies actually provide warranties upwards of 10 years. And due to their durability, they do not usually need replaced until upwards of 25 years, meaning realistically you could generate free electricity upwards of 20 years. And even on cloudy days, you can still collect energy approximately 10 to 20% of what you could have had on a sunny day. Additionally, if you install these devices and find yourself maybe needing to move out of your home, don't worry. Your investment can be paid back to some extent. Depending on the kind of system that you installed into your home, meaning how much energy that system can hold and produce, you can increase the resale value of your home by upwards of $18,000. A meaningful side effect of installing solar is the positive impact you have on the planet by reducing your reliance on more harmful resources such as natural gas, coal, and nuclear power. When these fossil fuels are burned, they release harmful gases that increase air pollution and aid in climate change by helping to destroy the ozone layer within the atmosphere. And, I gotta say, these things are kind of damaging not only to the environment, but with an interest to self-preservation, to personal health, and resale value. And I don't think any of us are really interested in any of those things at all. Ultimately, this means that solar can help create a world where everyone can live longer, healthier lives, especially as the Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy predicts that reducing pollutants can save upwards of 59,000 lives related to premature death associated with air pollution, while preventing approximately 167 billion in health and environmental damages. And just like any good relationship, you have to make investments, and solar power is no different. It has a long history. It only needs some immediate attention, but it quickly begins to show some love back by saving your and the Earth's green in the long run, in addition to fitting in quite nicely to many different settings. Interested in finding out more? Find my videos references in the description below, which are just overflowing with more information than I could possibly include in this introduction. If you like the video though, also consider hitting the like button or share button to share all this wonderful knowledge with your friends and family for a cleaner world. Thank you all for tuning in today and listening to this long but wonderful history about solar panels. Remember, stay bright, stay warm, and truly stay radiant.